rivers of molten rock seethe beneath the Earth's crust and erupt with unmatched, awe-inspiring fury. Legend tells us that primitive man thought volcanoes must surely be the home of angry fire gods. Man, still in awe of fire, has learned to tame it. And yet around the world, a bizarre ritual persists. Man knowingly and willingly matches himself against the flames. Practiced in diverse cultures, embodied in several religions, the mysterious and ancient custom of fire walking has intrigued observers for hundreds of years. Two puzzling questions remain unanswered through the centuries. How did the custom originate, and what protects the firewalkers from being burned? In a mountain village in northern Spain, a bed of fire has been prepared. Here, once each year, men bravely face the fire and cross it successfully. Outsiders, they say, are severely burned. What special powers guide these men on their perilous walk?
This series presents information based in part on theory and conjecture. The producer's purpose is to suggest some possible explanations, but not necessarily the only ones, to the mysteries we will examine.
With awesome force and brutality, fire destroys all in its way. But historically, fire has also been a creative force, the bringer of warmth, comfort, security. Our early ancestors learned to use fire about 400,000 years ago. Imagine the first brave soul who approached the forest fire or volcano and captured the fearful, awesome giant. Suddenly, light and warmth were his, and with it, an easier, more settled life. But it would be many thousands of years before man would learn to make fire at will. This seemingly simple discovery marked the birth of civilization. When and where man began to walk on fire, perhaps to demonstrate his mastery over it, is unknown. In literature, we find fire walking in the Bible and in Hindu records of the 6th century before Christ. It's likely the custom started far earlier. In the modern world, fire walking is surprisingly widespread. It crosses continental boundaries, cultural and religious heritage. There seems to be at least one common denominator that underlies all fire walking rituals. A firewalker is considered successful only if he emerges unburned, unscarred. How this is done is a mystery that has puzzled observers for centuries. I can keep my skin next to this flame for less than a second before I feel pain. A second or two longer, the skin would turn red and blister. Yet most firewalkers are in contact with searingly hot coals for much longer than I could possibly keep my finger in this flame. They seem to be able to turn off the physiological mechanism that causes burning. But how? Although some skeptics may claim there's a trick involved, a more convincing argument comes from experts investigating the powers of the mind.
I have spent 18 months in India, Burma, and parts of Tibet. And I've observed firewalking on 2 separate occasions.
Psychologist Sidney Walter is president of the California State Hypnosis Association.
And I'm fairly convinced, even though there's arguments pro and con, that's a total state of disassociation. Disassociation simply means that a person allows himself to feel that he is somewhere else. Now look to your left there and notice that bowl of ice water with ice cubes floating in it. Place your left hand in it and tell me if you feel it's cold or whatever you feel.
It's freezing.
Now I know from our talks previously you enjoy the beach at Nice where you spend some time. You're going to completely disassociate yourself from this place and time. You're now at Nice, on the beach. Just let go, let go. No responsibilities, no obligations, no demands upon you. Disassociate yourself completely. No matter what I do, hold your hand and place it in water, whatever it is.
After inducing a light hypnotic state, Dr. Walter helps his subject to disassociate.
Concentrating on the beach scene, your hands very limp. Concentrate on the beach scene. Keep concentrating on the beach scene. Concentrate on the beach scene. Keep concentrating on that beach scene. You feel very good.
Under normal circumstances, the ice water would be tolerable for merely a few seconds.
Totally disassociate now. You're at the beach.
Gerard feels no discomfort whatsoever. His disassociation has turned off the experience of pain.
To letter E. To letter E, you could open your eyes, feeling very, very relaxed and comfortable. A, B, you are very comfortable. C, D, and E. You could open your eyes now. How's the water now, Gerard?
It's cold. Still has ice cubes in it.
I believe strongly that a person could withstand tremendous discomfort and pain if they have absolute belief they're comfortable, and I believe they could experience tremendous torment and pain if they have absolute belief they have it, even though it's not present. An absolute belief, an unquestionable belief, to me, is definitely a state of self-hypnosis.
Can self-hypnosis, however, actually prevent burns and blisters? The remote village of San Pedro Manrique lies nestled in the hills of northwestern Spain. Here, each June, a dramatic nighttime firewalk is the highlight of a festival honoring a Catholic saint. Tonight, in response to a vow made to the Virgin, many of these young villagers will attempt to cross the blazing coals. The day-long festivities of St. John's Day are filled with both Christian and pre-Christian symbolism. The headdresses of bread in the shape of trees remind some anthropologists of the summer solstice fertility rites of pagan Europe. These ancient rites also included the building of bonfires and leaping through the flames. With the coming of Christianity to Spain, the name of the solstice celebration here was changed to St. John's Day. Firewalking occurs nowhere else in Europe except the Basque provinces of Spain and France, and in the mountains of Macedonia in Greece. And then it is night. The fire can now be made ready. Enthusiastic crowds pour into the plaza. Excitement and anticipation fill the night air. The fire bed is now searingly hot, in excess of 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times the heat necessary to boil water. No one knows who will be the first to walk. Once he is chosen, a sense of danger, expectancy, grips onlookers and firewalkers alike. His success raises the spirits of those who will follow, though each faces the same danger. The Spanish firewalkers believe that the extra weight of a rider helps ensure success. But these deeply religious people firmly believe it is faith that actually protects them. If intense belief does induce a state of self-hypnosis, it is possible that this could bring about physiological changes and prevent burning. But there are those who believe the real answer lies in an even more mysterious realm of the human mind. India, land of ancient mysticism. It is to Eastern thought that many feel we must turn to solve the mystery of how man can walk on fire.
In yoga, we can very definitely experience the existence of what we call the energy body.
Ganja White is director of the Los Angeles Center for Yoga. He has achieved the title Yogi Raj, King of Yogis, and has personally walked the fire.
We are not just this physical body. There are subtler and subtler energy forms animating the body, both physiologically speaking and psychically speaking. And the energy body itself corresponds actually physically to the shape of the physical body. And when walking on fire, what happens is this energy projects itself beyond the physical body for perhaps an inch, creating sort of an insulating effect between the body and the hot, burning hot coals. And this protects one from injury.
A special technique called Kirlian photography has enabled some investigators to photograph this energy, which is invisible to the naked eye. The aura or glow surrounding the finger is believed to be formed by the energy emitted from the body. Although the naked eye may be unable to see the energy, it is believed its powers can be easily demonstrated. Using 2 fingers each, the 4 people are unable to lift the 200-pound man. But according to yogic theory, this placement of the hands will awaken the energy bodies of all 5 people and bring them into alignment like a magnet, thereby increasing strength.
Quickly, 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 now lift. Whee! Guys, that was the best one.
That was really good. Wow.
I know there's no trick involved. It works. How exactly it works is something we'll discover as we develop these new sciences.
While Western scientists search for answers with special cameras, the Hindu firewalkers are satisfied that the true answer lies in faith. If one has sufficient faith in the god or goddess, one will be protected from burning. To the island of Bali in Indonesia, many elements of Hindu religion were brought by early migrants from India. In India, this man might be called a yogi. Here he is called a shaman, a priest. Many similarities exist between firewalking here and in India, except for the coconut husks, which replace wood as the source of the fire. When illness strikes, the shaman will use his special powers to exorcise the disease from the village. This centuries-old rite requires that the shaman go into a deep trance. Trance states are a vital part of Balinese culture and religion. A whole repertoire of animal trances exists. In this ritual, the shaman carries a symbolic horse. The Balinese believe that the entranced man has literally become the horse. His own soul has temporarily left his body to be replaced by the soul of the horse. He has made a vow to the Hindu fire god Brahma. Only if he fulfills his vow to stamp out each blazing coal without being burned will the ritual be a success. Although after a time his feet become blackened from the charcoal, he remains totally unharmed. The last coal has died, his magical powers have prevailed, his vow has been fulfilled.
There has got to be some kinds of explanations that have to do with another science, certainly nothing that we know about. And I think that other science is in the area of parapsychology.
Dr. Gerald Feigen is a well-established San Francisco surgeon. Several years ago, while on a trip to the South Pacific, he participated in a firewalk ceremony.
My feelings prior to the firewalk and during the 6 hours of preparation were rather kaleidoscopic. They go in and out into the occult, back to science. My background in science naturally would make me cautious and make me want to understand what was going to happen in this thing.
Traditionally, in Polynesia, the rocks are heated for 2 full days. When ready, the 1,000-degree heat can be felt several yards away.
I was standing away from the firewalk about 10 or 15 feet and watching the natives make their walk across. It seemed to me that the whole performance was extremely eloquent. Now, this is where I began to succumb to the entire metaphysical mood. In that silence, you could almost feel the eloquence of this dignified act of defiance, as if to defy all the great forces that have made man feel somewhat smaller than God. Things like volcanoes and rivers and mountains and so forth. And as they walked across, I began to feel that it was possible. I found myself bending down, taking off my socks, walking over to the priest. And I was conscious of a peculiar paradox. There was an intense heat from my knees upward, but my legs and feet felt cool. And when I stepped off the bed, for that moment I felt that I had had a brief challenge, not only by the mystic and striking forces of the universe, but also there was a slight tipping of the hat to death.
What compels man to tempt death by braving the savage fire? The answer may well be as old as mankind itself. According to legend, fire walking in ancient times was practiced even more extensively than it is today. But no legend reveals the answer to the ultimate mystery: how and when did this bizarre custom begin? What could have compelled so many people at such far reaches of the world to pit themselves against one of nature's most awesome and terrifying elements? Although a definitive answer may never be found, there is a startling piece of evidence that points to a radical new explanation. A careful study of the locations where fire walking is done reveals an amazing correlation to the Earth's volcanic zones. Perhaps long before recorded history, and so long ago in geologic time that the geologic record has been buried, a cataclysmic eruption covered much of the Earth's surface with molten lava, killing thousands, if not millions of people. Imagine the awesome panic of our ancestors trying to outrun the advancing fire, watching bodies disappear forever beneath the seething fury. To those who survived, managing to cross the lava safely, this must have seemed the world's greatest miracle. The gods of the fire mountains had spared them. In thanks, and as an expression of their devotion, the miracle would be reenacted ceremonially down over the centuries. The story passed along from parent to child, but a story from so far out of the past that its original meaning has been lost for all time, except in the hearts of men. Lost civilizations, extraterrestrials, myths and monsters, missing persons, magic and witchcraft, unexplained phenomena. In search of cameras are traveling the world, seeking out these great mysteries. This program was the result of the work of scientists, researchers, and a group of highly skilled technicians.